Robertsbridge to, in fact they didn't call it Rolvenden, they called it Tenterden. And when they extended the line in 1903 to Tenterden town, they changed Tenterden to Rolvenden. The man behind the scheme was Colonel Holman F. Stevens, who was the son of a chap called George Stevens, who was a well-known art critic. And the Stevenses were actually part of the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. Sorry, not Northiam. They were part of the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, the well-known art group. Quite influential people. And he was able to build this railway because of the Light Railways Act 1896, which allowed promoters to dispense with heavy engineering, and also things like fencing, signals, and anything that that cost a lot of money, basically. If you had more than one train money, you would need signals of some sort. But generally, the idea was to open up the countryside to the railways so that people in rural areas could have the benefit of the railway line. The South Eastern Railway, a mainline company, have been promising for decades to build a line to Tenterden, and various schemes were promoted in different places. But I don't think they were that serious, really. They were just trying to keep the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway, their sort of sworn enemies, stopping those from taking over any of their land. So the promises never materialised. And Colonel Frederick Stevens was quite a gifted engineer, and he saw the opportunity to build a light railway here and probably make a profit. So that's what he did. Money was a problem, finding money, so they had to actually take loans to actually build the railway. The people at Tenterden didn't really want his railway, they wanted the main line railway. So very few people in Tenterden actually put their hands in their pockets and bought any shares. It was the people at Bodiam and Northiam, the landowners and the business people, they actually were the ones who wanted a railway, promoted it, and they put their hands in their pockets. And so the Rotherham Valley Railway ran from Robertsbridge to what they call Tenterden, and 3 years later it was extended to Tenterden town. I've always said this, and then they actually changed Rolvenden to Tenterden to Rolvenden. There was actually a horse bus that used to run from the original station at Rolvenden, which they called Tenterden, a horse bus that ran from there up to Tenterden town. And that horse bus, it was a single, small carriage, one horse, and it used to say Tenterden Sussex Railway on the side, because when they extended to Tenterden, they changed the name to Tenterden Sussex. And that horse bus can be seen in York Railway Museum. I'm going up there in a few weeks, so I'll take the photograph for you. So by 1903 it reached Tenterden town. By 1905 it reached Headcorn on the South Eastern Railway, and that half of the line never made any money. It was a drain right from the beginning. It was this original Rotherham Valley Railway that made any money. And the sorts of things that were conveyed on this line were animal feeds, bag, manure, I suppose for the landowners, groceries, drapery, furniture, that sort of thing. Also, to a limited extent, coal, because people burn coal, didn't they? Coal and minerals. Going out were hops and agricultural produce. All the hops actually went to Bricklayers Arms in London, which was a railway sort of depot. Obviously they were sent off there. Once we go to the River Rother, we're now in East Sussex.
That's what it's called, the East Sussex Railway?
Yeah. He wanted, in fact, when they changed the name to Kent East Sussex, the Colonel wanted to call it the South Kent Railway. But the Light Railway Commissioners didn't think it was geographically accurate, because, it totally ignored the Sussex part. So they refused, so he had to call it Kent East Sussex. The Colonel died in 1931, He ran an empire of 9 railways. He had 9 of these little railways all over England and Wales, and he ran them from his office at 22 Sawford Terrace in Tunbridge. You go to Tunbridge Station and go out the main entrance. In fact, look to your left by the barriers, there's a little blue plaque commemorating Colonel Stevens. Then turn right, walk down the short way, and there are some shops on the right. And one of them actually is not a shop, it's still got the original house frontage. They're sort of Victorian brick-built terraced houses. It's got steps going up, and it's an osteopath's. And from that office, Colonel Stevens ran all his empire of railways. And in fact, if you haven't, well, you won't have had the chance yet, but when you go back to Tenterden, do pop over the other side towards the car park and visit the Colonel Stevens Museum. It's free entry. They've actually got all the stuff from his office and recreated his office, and there's a mannequin of the Colonel sat there. But the museum tells you all about his railways. It's very interesting. It's free entry, but you can spend a good hour at least in there if you read everything. And it's got one of the smallest steam engines you've ever seen, called Gazelle, which is the last exhibit before you come out.
Right.
So do make a point of visiting now.
Well, looks like there's been a lot of downside fires at one point, hasn't there?
Pardon?
Looks like there's been a few landside fires.
Oh yeah. In fact, this chap here said there's been quite a few alongside fires. In this sort of weather, sometimes we actually dispense with steam and just run diesels because of the danger of setting the countryside alight. We did have a fire a few weeks ago where they stopped the steam engine, but they got to Tenterden, and on the way back they stopped it and they got a hose on the steam engine. I mean, the steam engine is basically a mobile kettle, isn't it? It's full of water. And they put the fire out. But I have known when they've had to call the fire brigade, so the train gets to the road a bit. We won't be setting anything alight on this train, hopefully, being that we're diesel. And here we are at Northiam.
Yeah. This picture will be a passing trains passing each other, but we'll visit Northiam on the return trip for the steam new train, and then we'll get a drink, we'll get something at the end of the line, and then we'll stay up with Northiam for a bit, wait for the steam train to come back, and then we'll go from there, okay? So we're on the steam beginning. So we got the other team beginning. So we decided to